Good morning. How are we doing this morning? How are you? Where you are? What's going on? In Lusaka, it is raining and it's cool. Very, very nice weather for a cup of tea, hibiscus tea, and ginger to keep your body healthy. Let me know where you are watching me from. And please let me know, is it raining? Is it hot? Where you are, what's going on, what's happening. Let's have some greetings. Yeah. So today is not purposeful love. Okay, we're going to delve a little bit into the branding, which is power of mentorship. So please ignore that title. My back end media hasn't removed it. Today we are talking about the power of mentorship. The power of a mentorship. Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, very active backend. The power of mentorship. So please do invite your friends. We are about to conclude the year 2025, and I don't know what is going on with you. I don't know what's happening. Are you frustrated? Are you encouraged? Are you, energized? What is really going on? So this morning, I want to attempt to just put in a bit of energies within you. Just to help you get energized for you to end the year a little more stronger than you are. Okay, so we are going to be talking about the power of mentorship. It is basically an encouragement, a push to what you ought to do as you are concluding the year. It is very important, whoever you are, whatever is going on, do not avoid looking at what you said you would do. Because I believe if you are in my mentorship group, you know that we started with goal setting. We set out the 3 months to really structure ourselves in goal setting and understand how to set goals and how to harness those goals, how to execute those goals. So some of you probably after you did the course, you even dumped everything. You did not follow up. I would like, so because, why I would like us to talk about this, because in the past 2 weeks, we were doing that in church, and Dr. Joyce was helping us to really go through the goals. And it was not the usual preaching like, yeah. So in our church, we usually are very, very practical. So we were in a sitting position, each one with a diary, relooking at the goals. This is what I realized when people were made to stand to share about their wins, their challenges, and things that they are going to take on into 2026. When I listened to the people giving their views and talking about their wins, I realized that many people did not take note of the small wins. And because you do not take note of the small wins, you won't actually measure, you won't actually see certain differences that have taken place in your life. Like one of the men in the church was talking about how he wants to grow spiritually and some of the projects that he thought he needed to do. And a little bit in his tone, a little bit, sounding a little bit discouraged. I remember when I looked at this particular individual, I said that you've forgotten one important thing, a win that has happened this year. And he looked at me with shock, like, what is that which I've forgotten? I said, the fact that I'm in your wife's life, because I met the wife, and the wife started, coming to church. And eventually, the husband who had backslidden, according to what he said, joined also joined the church, and they've been very faithful coming together. That was one of the wife's goal, that the husband needed to come back to the Lord. Now, that may not seem like something to really write home about, but the change that was in the spouse, because I began to talk to the wife how she needed to respond to certain behavioral patterns or to certain things that the husband was seemingly doing, even before I met him. And I told her what she was supposed to be doing. We went through some, mentorship here and there. And because of that change, there was stability at home. The husband started following the wife to this invisible person who has helped the wife to calm down, to grow, and do certain things in a certain way. Now, he was not the only one, okay? He was not the only one. I listened also to one of the young ladies who was initially working for PLD, and we couldn't renew the contracts. In the conversation, she went on talking about so many other things and forgot something that she had narrated to me when she came to the office. She brought a gift to me and said, Doc, I know when the contract ended, I was angry. I felt like, you let me down. I felt like you didn't like me, so on and so forth. But I am so, so grateful that this happened, because where I work now, they consider me an A+ worker. I'm the earliest, I'm intelligent, I contribute, I lean in, I bring in suggestions and all those things. I realize that you groomed me, and so I'm a star. So everything that goes on at work, they like saying, wow, Dr. Nellie really, because she mentioned me as her mentor, because even when she is not working in Project Life Design, I have still remained her mentor. And so when, she was undergoing interviews, I was the reference there. So everything that she's doing, her boss there is so excited. It's as though he cannot do without her. She is appreciated. There are things that she learned under my leadership, that she's been learning under my leadership, that have made her to shine in the marketplace. That is a win. Okay, that is a win. And that win is about learning how to stabilize the challenges. Diversity. She learned diversity. She learned resilience, how to respond to the challenge. And when she responded to this challenge positively and she began to apply the things that she has learned while she was working under a Project Life Design, she's now a star. She's now into management and doing powerfully so. That is a win. And so I would like to ask each one of you listening to me, if you're listening to me right now, I want you to go in the chart right now and at least write 2-3 wins. Please do not look at them to be very small. I want you to look at January, February, March. What is it that happened that today you can say, wow, Lord, thank you? There's something that you have gained. Some of you, it's just knowing me. Some of you, it is the course that you did. Evolve, discovery, you have evolved. You have known who you are. You are able to define and answer the question, who are you? That is a win, because what has happened is that you have now understood that the who you are, the who you are is not about your role or your position. The who you are, it is those giftings and skills and talents that are now being brought out for other people to benefit. That is who you are. And that comes with mentorship. Some of you, you have improved spiritually. We have set out prayers. If you are in my mentorship group, you know that we are running 3 hourly prayers. We did 3 hourly prayers for 30 days in June. We did 90 days challenge to read the word. Has there been a time when you have read the word or prayed the way you have done this year? Come on, it's a win. You have been faithful in prayers. You have learned how to deal with legal contentions. You have learned how to be aware of what is going on in your family. You are able to zoom into your brother's house, into your sister's house, and really see how best you can be of help to your nephews, to your nieces, and the way you are responding to challenges. It's a win. I want you to take time. If you are listening to me, please go ahead and state 3 wins, 2, 3 wins. What is it that has happened? The power of mentorship is about you having a conversation with your mentor. That conversation has to be structured. I've always said this. You can never have a mentor that you do not talk to. They don't know what you're doing. They don't know the challenges you are facing. You don't slip into their inbox to actually talk to them, to greet them, to give a report about what you said you will do. Have you enrolled in that course? Okay. Next year, I'm taking a challenge. Okay. First, I've got a scholarship. I'll be going to do some schooling in the UK. Now that will take almost, half, not half, the first 3 months of my year will be, in an enclosure to really upgrade in an area I've always wanted. For me, it is a success because that is one of the wins that I wanted this year to, I just experience not to use your money. And so most of the courses I've been able to pay for myself, pay for flights. But one of the wins this year is that most of my travels, if not all, I never paid for myself. Somebody, seeded into it or sponsored that particular air ticket to go to different countries that I've gone to. But there's also another thing that I've been postponing, and that is to get my methodology training with Teveta. There is a way I have been yearning to have, the courses that we teach Teveta accredited. And the desire for this year was for me to have that opportunity. It's a win in that even if I did not go, but at least I found myself in a scholarship. Okay, so Teveta is paying for those certain individuals, and I found myself in that. It's a win. It is a win. Even if I haven't yet gone to school, it is a win. Are you feeling me? So power of mentorship will help you to really critically, microscopically look at certain things that you actually just ignored. You have stopped nagging, mommy. You have stopped nagging your husband. You have enrolled in the school of marriage, and you are learning a lot of things. Some of you, what you've learned is just one thing from Dr. Nellie. From January, I have been emphasizing on the issue of there is no one who has hurt you. Okay? There's no one who has hurt you. Nobody has done anything wrong to you. Nobody said anything to you. Why you are upset, it is because of the meaning you have attached. I have said that over and over. Do you know how you have changed in your reaction to situations? Your spouse did something and you began to hear my voice. He hasn't hurt you. You have chosen to hurt yourself. And some of the hurt and some of the things that you are experiencing, they are as a result of your own childhood trauma, things that are already inside have just been triggered by the situation that has now happened in your life. Power of mentorship has helped you not to be reactive. Power of mentorship has helped you to be assertive in a challenge. So as we're about to conclude the year, it is important, if I am your mentor, it is important that you make that appointment for us to meet so we can talk and see, because some of you have neglected certain wins. And the fact that you haven't actually looked at them. Last year we were in the, I'm next. This is last year's t-shirt. I am next. Have you been? Some of you, I even we managed to build your brand, internationalize your brand. You even managed to travel to the UN, New York, received your award. Something good has happened over your life. What are you doing since you said, I am next? What have you done to build on those tools that you've collected? What are you doing? Disconnecting and detaching from mentorship will make you to settle in mediocrity. Remember, as your mentor, I always say, your highest achievement is your lowest success. That is the lowest you've attained because there is more. So usually if you're in my life and we are that close and we talk, I always shift the goalpost. You've achieved this. Thank you. We are not going to build a village celebrating. It is good, but that is not the ultimate. Let's move the goalpost. What next are you going to do? That is what mentorship is all about. And having organized and trying your level best to summarize the agenda of conversations, you have always heard me. When you are in the presence of your mentor, you talk 20% and let the mentor give feedback 80%. Always probe into your mentor to bring out your greatness. There's so much inside of you that if you're not sitting under mentorship, you are not informing your mentor what is happening, you will remain in the place called mediocrity. And you will think you've achieved. You will think you've arrived. When I begin to look at what is going on in my life, it was a dream long time ago for me to have sponsored air tickets, sponsored accommodation, sponsored this, sponsored this. It was a dream. Now it is happening. I'm even refusing some of the preaching engagements or teaching engagements because I'm conscious of time, value, placing value on time and also rest because I'm no longer young. I'm not young anymore. So I can't just be jumping up and down just because people want me to open my mouth. There are certain things I don't have to be the one to talk. So what am I saying? What have you achieved? Does your mentor know what you've achieved? When did you last have a conversation? What did you talk about? What next are you going to be doing? This year, okay? It was elevation, okay? It was a point of where you needed to be lifted. You needed to be brought in a place where you are seeing, seeing beyond. Come up hither. That's what the word the Lord gave to us as a word. Come up hither, and I'll show you things. Have you been lifted? What is it that you are seeing? What has God said in your life? What is it that you've achieved? You cannot state new goals when you haven't looked at the goals that you stated and what it is that happened. Okay. The next thing that I also observed as we were doing this, conversations at church was that when it came to documenting challenges and how to mitigate or how best you could have avoided that particular challenge, because listen to me, if you keep doing the same thing and that thing keeps failing you, you are forever having that consumer mindset. You always consuming. When you have made a little money, you are consuming that money. You are spending that money to buy food, takeaways, and so on and so forth. What challenges did you face, and how have you mitigated those challenges? Because some of the goals are attached to your behavioral pattern. Why you did not achieve that particular goal was because of how you behave daily, what you do daily, and last year you failed to actually meet up with that goal. And this year you have still failed. So what will make you think you will win in 2026 if you do not look at the things that costed you this year? So practically some of the things that I had to do is to work from home mostly, enrich my spiritual office. Like, I've been more apostolic. That is why the prayers that we've been doing, like today, if you are not in our Liberty Online Bootcamp, I want to aid you to join. We are doing amazing prayers. I have, formulated prayer points, from as early as January. We have bulk of prayer points. You should not run out of what to say. Okay. You should not run out of what to say. So you need to be part of our Liberty Online Bootcamp. Just get, to get how to in the chart, because we are meeting like today from 6 p.m. It's watches, 9 p.m., midnight, learning how to pray on target, because some of your issues, some of your situations just need spiritual anchoring. So one of the things that I had to do was to cut down on too much travel, going to the office. You know what that have done? What that has done? Because I've cut down on the number of days I have been serving on fuel. Because when I calculated how much I was putting in my big tank, oh my God, that money has now been diverted to help, finish our building. You make, like if you're serving 2,000, kwacha, 2,000 rands, which is $100. If you're saving that, per year, I'm telling you, it's big money. That is not the only thing that I've served. I have concentrated more, because even just that time I would spend, going and coming back and just talking to people, counseling them, I've begun to spend more time with God about people's lives. I have mentored more couples and really enshrined, that attitude of knowing that the other person is not the reason why you are delaying in your purpose. You have chosen to delay. And so, because I've been able to cut down on a number of things, I have put in a lot more effort in my own brand. I've built my own brand stronger, because that was one of the things I stated this year. I need to really pour into my prophetic apostolic gift and ensure that I establish myself. And in that, that's where all these prayers are coming from. That is where the school of marriage, because I realized most of the people do not know what to do when they face challenges in their marriages, because they are not prepared. They are not prepared to actually respond to challenges. We actually behave firefighting. We are avoiding, just like the way we avoid talking about death. Even when we know one day we will die, we know at the back of our minds, one day we will die. But we avoid talking about death. We don't talk to our children about what they must do if we died. We think that talking about that is not right. I remember when I sent, songs to my children, like, oh, when I die, these are the songs you must play. Please do not cry, celebrate my life. And oh, they were like, don't talk like that. Don't say this. I'm like, but one day I will die. And I'm simply telling you my wish. This is my wish. So that is one of the things, because I've been resting and I have been conscious to think about certain things. And some of you, because you are so busy and very angry with what your spouse has done, with what this other one did, what you heard, and you don't even value your life. It's a challenge for you to sit still. So what challenges did you face? Okay, so I had to mitigate the issue of being too busy traveling and moving up and down. I had to deal with that. As a result, it has saved a lot of things in my life. We have 2 last boot camps remaining. We have one in Zambia. It was birthed because there was some need. A number of people really wanted, because we had one and we said, this is it. But because there's been that need, on the 4th of December, we are going to have, the final boot camp. And we are also going to have a Project Life Design Connect. We are going to physically meet at the office and just probably hear what is really going on with you. What is happening? What is going on? Because some of you can slip into my inbox, some of you can talk to me. So maybe let's organize a meet and greet. Let's have a meet and greet and just see what is really going on. Some of you want to see you. We've never seen you ever since some of you received the award. That's it. You've disappeared. We don't know what's happening to you. We don't know what is going on. You have just gone into the world alone. If I am your mentor, I think I deserve to know what is really happening. That is, if you really want me to know. So we will have those two major physical events, the boot camp, which I urge you. Let me tell you something. There are things you cannot pray out if you do not learn about their intensity and their contentions around those particular things. You've got to be in a place where you are educated on how to go about those things. Some of you already did one boot camp. It's not enough. It is not enough to just learn once. This is why we continuously improve and go back to school to ensure that our minds are refreshed. The other boot camp will be in South Africa, in Johannesburg, on the 11th to the 13th of December. It will be our last, boot camp in South Africa. We will be there for almost 2 to 3 weeks in South Africa. So if you are in South Africa, why not just spare that time and say, Doc, I want to spend time with you, and I will be in this boot camp. I've also been wanting you to meet up with my son, to meet up with my daughter. So I'm bringing my cousin, I'm bringing my nephew. I'm going to do this because there are things that ought to change going forward in 2026. Why can't we meet during the boot camp? Why can't you come? Why can't you end the year strong for once? Because some of you don't end strong. The enemy creeps in to mess up with your very start. You are waiting for 31st to come and make some declarations. You'll be too late. You'll be too late to come and meet in some overnights to pray through and be tired on Monday. I mean, be tired on the 1st of January because you went to some prayers. It's good to pray for that midnight, but what are you praying for? How well organized are you praying? What is your target of your prayer item? What is it that you are dealing with? All those things. I am your one-stop mentor. I can help you go through that relationship. Some of you, you don't know how to behave during courtship or dating. And I'm here to anchor you. I'm here to talk to you on the do's and don'ts. I want to talk to you as a church girl, how you are supposed. Some of you are too rigid. The guy is like, is this the log I'll be staying with? There is no intelligence. There is no stimulation, intellectual intercourse. I've got to coach you on that. Some of you, it's marriage. You are a man, you don't know how to behave. You don't know how to lead your family. You don't know how to navigate the vision if you even have one. I'm able to help you on what your wife is looking for. You are absent and you wonder why she's nagging. You are emotionally absent because you think it's the physical presence she's looking for. I want to help you on how to raise those children. How do you raise your daughters? How do you raise your sons? I want to help you. I want to help you navigate on how to live with that spouse. It's not all issues that should lead to divorce. I want to help you. How will you navigate the challenges, if at all challenges, are there, or in future, if challenges came? You need to have developed a muscle, spiritual muscle, and your cells must develop resistance to certain frail behavior when certain challenges get to happen in your marriage. I'm ready to help you through all that. I'm also ready to help you build your brand, internationalize your brand, anchor you to build a strong profile so that some of you, we can select you to receive a UN Global Award. You've had a dream to receive awards. I want to stage it was so difficult for me to receive certain stages as I was growing up as a young preacher, as a young girl with something to say. A lot of people I found myself with, they couldn't. It was them, 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 them. You clap for them. I vowed that when the Lord gives me an opportunity, I want to lift others. I want to mentor others to be seen. I want to create a stage and so others can shine. That is me. That's what I do. And if you are looking for takeaway mentorship, I'm not a go-to mentor. You've got to be doing. Then I show you how to and really deal with certain things that aren't happening the way they're supposed to happen. I am a one-stop mentor. Yes. Yes, Josh, yes. My son, I kept on telling him, go back to school. Go, me, degree is okay. Me, I'm a business person. Me, I'm a business man. I said, my son, sit here. Listen, listen. The way I said, whether you go to school or not, the year will end and others will graduate. And he listened, graduated with honors. I said, don't sit, don't wait, because your brain has already engaged in school. He's now doing his master's, soon to finish. Life is still happening, months are passing, and he's going to end the year with a master's. That is what I'm talking about. Close mentorship will help your mentor to push you to greatness. But some of you want to be, oh, you are my mentor. I don't know what I'm mentoring. Just this thing that you come on the call to steal knowledge. You just come on the call, oh, doc, you are powerful. Oh, what you were saying was powerful. What is powerful when we can't measure what has happened to you? I am your one-stop mentor. I want to help you how you not need to be frustrated with things that are happening, how to respond to situations, how to be an ideal wife, how to be an ideal man, how to ensure that you do not pack your life just because somebody you met when you were 25 years old has chosen to do certain nonsensical things and you want to die because he behaved a certain way, because he did, you stop your brand. I want to teach you how to remain focused, building yourself. So can we talk? Can we have a conversation before the year ends? I'm going on holiday, so let's talk. Let's have that conversation. Let me see what I can add. And let me also upgrade some of the things you're just thinking it's just a thing. No, I want to show you how big that thing is so you can be encouraged to start 2026 strong. I'm looking forward. There are great things going to happen 2026. The Lord has spoken to me. I'm about to share, the theme for next year. Stay close. It is from me to you, your one-stop mentor, your five-star mentor in everything. Bring it on. I'll show you how to go about it. I love you so much. Shalom, shalom. See you when we sit one-on-one.